Und damit hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück. In der letzten Folge, die ich zusammen mit dieser Folge hier uploaden werde und veröffentlichen werde, bin ich leider verstorben. Ich habe gegen einen Mülleimer getreten, weshalb auch immer das eine Option war. Und daraufhin habe ich einen Herzinfarkt bekommen. Und dann endete das Spiel tatsächlich. Und ich musste zum letzten Speicherpunkt zurückkehren, welcher der Anfang der letzten Folge war. Und das habe ich jetzt eben nochmal schnell gespielt. Und jetzt habe ich alle Gespräche nochmal genauso nachgespielt, nachgestellt, was auch immer, wie beim letzten Mal. Und nun bin ich hier wieder im Hinterhof und habe festgestellt, ich kann diesen Mann hier oben direkt ansprechen. Und jetzt seid ihr live dabei.
Not looking for any trouble, officer.
It's the voice of someone who has something to hide, my liege.
I don't want to be seen talking to the gendarmerie if that's okay. I just want to finish my cigarette.
Don't let him go. This could be your witness. The balcony has a great view of the whole thing.
Is it really that important?
Like a nervous cat, he keeps stealing looks at the neighboring windows.
All right, but make it quick. Once I finish this cigarette, I have to run. I'd even go so far as to say that the view is a little too good, my dear gendarme. Do you have an estimate of when the body will be taken away?
We will remove the body as soon as possible. Now tell us.
Oh. You already asked me that, didn't you?
Wait, is someone else investigating the lynching?
No, not you. Some more muscular type.
And when did you speak to this more muscular gentleman?
Last week? I don't know. Look,
He's an actor declaiming a soliloquy. See how you hang on his every word.
You didn't answer the question. What?
I had a friend over. He was my Sunday friend.
A Sunday friend. How intriguing. He doesn't reply, gesturing no with his cigarette. In the neighboring windows, you can see faint reflections.
My name? My name is Martin Martinez.
Ja, genau.
That's definitely not his real name.
No, of course not. Could you please lower your voice? No. We won't. Now, if you'll excuse me, I really need to get going.
This isn't the place or time for questions. Who knows who might be watching from the distance? For a moment, the man on the balcony seems almost vulnerable.
I am sorry, but I really don't have the information you're looking for.
But, hold on, what's that? For a split second, his hand lingers, as though gesturing towards a stone placed right next to the front door.
Oh, diese Stimme, ey, das könnte ich den ganzen Tag hören.
It's a sign.
Good luck with the investigation.
Also ist unter dem Stein möglicherweise
No
ein
point in
Schlüssel.
running. Tenements like these often have multiple exits. If he doesn't want to talk to us, then he'll know how to hide himself. He could be a witness. Him or his Sunday friend. Either way, we need to look into that. He did leave us a sign. Did you see that? He wanted to draw our attention to that stone right over there. If we find a way inside the building, we can ask around for his...
Naja, der muskulöse Typ wird einer der Söldner sein, ne?
Any other, lying in a whirl of sleet and mud. There's a key beneath it, rusty from the dirt.
This must be for the front door. Pity he doesn't have the apartment number on it. This building has many apartments and the man can be in. We'll just have to go in and see.
Jetzt bin ich ja mal gespannt, ob das so einfach ist. Ladezeiten ungelogen, so lang wie bei Cyberpunk? soll kein Vorwurf sein, aber im Vergleich schon krass. Nee, warte mal, ich will es mir hier schauen. Na? Junge, geh doch rein jetzt. Wow. Ist hier sonst noch was zu sehen? Ja. Zack. Ich habe dieses Mal übrigens nicht durch diesen Ferndings geschaut. Warte mal, klopft der jetzt direkt, oder? Nee, und auch ein Paar Schuhe mit 3 verschiedenen Größen deutet darauf hin, dass da nicht einer alleine wohnt. Aha. Möglicherweise verstorben. Guten Tag, die Dame.
Give me a moment.
Die haben wir doch, glaube ich, schon mal
The
getroffen,
cold
oder?
never does any good for my bronchitis. Go ahead then. What do you want to know, policeman?
She's the cleaning lady. She knows the floor plan and the residence.
Yes, yes. I know who you mean. The scrawny boy who's always smoking like...
Somewhere in the building, a child starts crying. You hear a radio tune.
What's he in trouble for?
Ja, nee, lieber nicht.
Talk?
What was so funny about that?
He lives upstairs in room 28. Go to the balcony. It's one of those doors there. He's usually home in there.
Thank you. We should go check out his apartment on the balcony. See if he's home.
Okay, ich lasse das jetzt einfach mal dabei. Bill, lasse das erstmal dabei. Also, Apartment 28.
That isn't just a five-pointed star. It's an inverted white pentagram cradled in a wreath of antlers. The iconography of communism, in other words.
I'll keep my armistice handy, detective.
He doesn't actually reach for his gun. The star and antlers was developed in the 6th decade of the last century and quickly adopted by Meza. Even today, half a century after, the star and antlers retains the ability to evoke hope, disappointment, and fear in equal measure to symbolize the toppling of the... Also, some social democrats were already using it. The wreath of antlers represents a natural crown. It was about building a society that could exist because white is the color of peace. Nothing at all yet. Right now, it's just meaning.
Wo geht's denn jetzt hier hoch? Balcony, ja? Ja, warte mal. Gucken wir erstmal hier rauf. Eine Tür, mehr nicht. Ja, genau, das suchen wir doch. Rosmarin, Thymian und ein Kaktus. Ey, ich finde, Kakteen sind wirklich das Hässlichste, was es gibt. So in Wüstenszenarios, so cool und so. Ja, das muss ja dann wohl hier sein. Was hat er denn?
This door is made of metal and appears to be reinforced. Someone here really values number 28. This is where the cleaning lady said the smoker on the...
Let's see if anyone's home. Knock on the door.
No one answers.
Looks like the young man we are looking for isn't home. I think our best chance to catch him is in the evening. We should return tomorrow after we have finished with our day's work. How about 9 p.m.? Sound good? The smoker on the balcony. This is why we're here, right? He might not...
Suddenly, he's a little worried about your memory.
Warum denn? Ich wollte einfach nur
Don't
checken.
worry. It's mostly all still here.
Tomorrow, 9 p.m., right here. Apartment number 28. Good, let's go.
Damn. Turns out it's quite tricky finding someone in a big apartment building. Don't remember. Tomorrow. He's probably gone for...
So, ja, manchmal ist perspektivisch ein bisschen schwierig. Ich kann die Kamera aber nicht drehen. Also ich kann nur ranzoomen und rauszoomen. Aber, Leute, das ist eine Kleinigkeit. Will nicht mal was Störendes. Ich will nur nicht wieder sterben. Ach, vielleicht sollte ich mal speichern. Wie wär's denn damit, Leute? Guck mal. Guck mal so. Speichern. Neuer Speicher. So. Dann komme ich nicht nochmal in diese Situation, dass ich irgendwo gegentrete, sterbe und dann keinen Checkpoint hatte. Bleibt die Frage, wo es jetzt hingeht. Das hier habe ich übrigens noch nicht gemacht, was ich in der letzten Folge ja schon gemacht hatte. Hier einmal überall geguckt. Ich glaube, das ist auch jetzt nicht sonderlich relevant, ehrlich gesagt. Kann er von da irgendwas sagen? Nee. Oh, ich werde die hier nochmal ansprechen.
Logic.
Das war's schon. So. Schauen wir mal eben hier rein. Was haben wir denn? Untersuche Leiche. Ich weiß nicht, wie viel ich ihm schulde. Waren das nicht 60? Wer hat der Polizei das Verbrechen gemeldet? Kontaktiere über Kims Funkerit Sylvie, um zu fragen, ob sie angerufen hat. Kims Funkerit Sylvie, um sie zu fragen, ob sie angerufen hat. Aber die kenne ich doch gar nicht, oder? Single Karaoke ist ja auch noch so ein Ding. Schaden könnte von einem Erdbeben herrühren.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
Sehr gut.
Of course. What is the number, officer?
Yes, hold on. Her number is...
Received. Hold on, officer.
Lieutenant Kitsuragi slowly begins to tap a little rhythm with his right foot.
Officer, I have Sylvie Malaika on the line for you.
Malaika.
Yes, hello? Oh, right. Hello, officer. What can I do for you?
There is no resentment in her tone. She wants you to ask her out. No question about it.
No, not me. No, sorry. I don't. Not a lot of people have phones around here. Copper thieves take the wires. People don't have the money to have the cables put in again. They use the Union's phone, or the one on the coast.
So the Union has a phone, and there's one further down the coast. Got it.
It was someone else. We'll find them sooner or later, officer. It just might take a while.
bothered me. But I thought the Union already knew about the court. No one calls the police. The Union would get angry. You know, what the Union says goes. People listen to them and they take care of their own, which is like everyone here. I don't know what to tell you, officer. I didn't call you because I didn't want to get in trouble with the others. Yeah, go on. Yes, I know who you are. You're a police officer. The law.
This exact conversation has happened before. Establishing authority before this young girl seems to have been important to you in the past. Don't go there.
Oh, no.
Real policemen have uniforms too, by the way. Where's yours? He's in plain clothes, voluntarily. It's different from not knowing when there are officers who wear the signature Perseus black uniforms to the highest ranks in the RCM and end up buried in them as well. Others do.
You mean, why did I leave the bar? Honestly, I'm not really comfortable discussing.
Why not?
Let's just say I left because I needed to get away from someone. You know who? Maybe, I don't know. I just know I have to take some time off right now. Please, no. Not this again. Everyone saw your cool gun, detective. You were trying to impress some people with it. Everyone was eating, and... you were waving it around in everyone's face, begging them to describe it. You said it calms you, and then you started making suicide jokes. It got...
Oh, those again. I have been trying to wean you off them. You know, when you put your gun, your actual gun, on your temple and pretend to shoot your brains out, off of that, I remember this. You were screaming things like, "My brains are all over the wall, painting them red. I won't be seeing it, 'cause these are my brains. I can't see without my brains." Very nice visual.
Me neither. No idea. All I know is next you were waving around money instead, saying things like big bucks. It almost looked like you pawned it. But believe me, I did not ask. No, absolutely not. Uniform? I never saw you in any uniform. I do hope so. Please, don't call me again. Bye.
You hear the call break.
Anything else I can help you with, officer? 57.
In the cabin, you see a
Ja, gut, also. Hier gibt es nicht sonderlich viele Telefone an diesem Ort. Ach, jetzt wird auch... Ja, komm. Dann fragen wir doch nochmal den Barmann hier, oder? Vielleicht hat der ja meinen Ausweis. Aha. Wer seid ihr denn?
That sugary black rum stain on the counter makes you teary-eyed with joy. It's almost touching how syrupy and sticky it is. How long have you been up already? Oh, excuse me. Do you have something better to do than lust for sweet syrupy rum and lemonade? With a twist of lemon? On the counter, rolled out of his open hand, you see a blister pack of headache medicine. The man does not mind. You probably need them more.
You've just picked up some magnesium. This item is stored in the bottom left corner of the screen above your character portrait. Use magnesium to heal your morale if you have morale damage.
Sehr gut. Ah. Super. Ja, soll ich den wecken? Wofür? Nee, ich lasse den erstmal. Nichts geht über Geld. Naja. Alles klar. Frau im Rollstuhl.
Hello, sweetie.
Wait, who's Sweetie?
You're a handsome man, officer, with your mustache and your chiseled jaw and that silly dimple on your... But dear, you're not for me. I'm too old and too married besides. You must forgive me. I'm getting so scatterbrained. I'm Lena. My husband Morel and I are staying with our friend Gary just down the street, but I come here for tea when they're away.
This Lena is wacky enough for the Motley Crew. Hire her on the spot.
Würden Sie gerne mitrollen?
Oh, I'm perfectly all right. I'm more worried about you. What was that? Don't beat yourself up over it too much, dear. People do strange things when the old fight or flight kicks in. Yes, dear. I'm a paraplegic.
A paraplegic is someone with limited or no ability to use the lower half of their body. Paraplegia is caused by spinal cord injuries, like falling from a great height, or a grenade explosion.
That's quite all right. I'm used to people asking questions. I know they're thinking about it anyway. Whatever do you mean? Sequence killers? Oh my. But I think...
A partner who needs you to help him get a corpse down from a tree.
You shouldn't keep your colleague waiting. And even if he weren't there, I don't think you'd have much use for me. I really would like to help out, but I don't want to slow you down. If it weren't for all the stairs and potholes in Martinez, I'd join you for sure. Of course, dear.
Ja, ich glaube, das ist... oh, hier ist jetzt die Tür offen. Das ist ja schon mal was. Die Küche.
Can I help you? Yes, have you got it? For the room, 60 real. Like what? I was really enjoying talking about the money you owe me. What thing? Yes, not the whole damn union, thank God. Just the nastiest and loudest. They come here in the evenings. Dumb, unruly types. Think they're big shit. But they're good customers.
We should find out who this Lord faction is, occupying the booth. Loudness means talkative, and we need info. We don't. We have to wait. They'll show up sooner or later. Men get hungry, even men on strike.
You glance at the clock on the wall behind the manager. Huh.
Was there something else? Because I have what?
By the way, you should come back to this thing-based questionnaire if you see anything interesting in the whirling later.
Another thing. Great. Yes? Absolutely out of the question.
Absolutely in the question. First we find your body is ready, sire.
Will ich mir den Raum wenigstens schon mal anschauen? Ah, das ist die Küche. Der Nebenraum ist hier dann, okay.
A thin man is smoking below an exhaust hood, occasionally sipping from his mug. As you step in, he nods toward the table and says something in a completely foreign language. Okay, it's definitely not his name. Whatever you do, please don't call him Goranci Quebec. Please, it's not funny. The man puts his cup down and replies something, his left hand drawing arcs in the air. He smiles and bangs his ladle against. It's almost like music, especially with the sounds of a sorting.
Ja.
You see a heavy steel door with a prominent dimpled lock. It's painted blue. The door does not budge. The cobalt blue surface feels rough to touch.
You do? It's a door in the back of the kitchen. Why do you care where it leads? Yes, I suppose it's worth seeing if we can get in. Just to be thorough, as a side investigation. Gart is the person to ask about this, the cafeteria manager.
Can I help you?
Oh, da kann ich jetzt noch nichts zu fragen. Aber gut. Ja. Hier oben war halt auch eine Frau, die geraucht hat, ne? Die habe ich auch verpasst. Die war direkt in der ersten Folge, als ich... Ja, was liegt denn da auf dem Tisch? Schauen wir mal, ob es hier inzwischen irgendwas Neues gibt. Kann ich einfach nur schlafen? Okay. Ja, jetzt ist die Frage, wen belästigen wir nochmal mit Fragen? Ich meine, wir haben jetzt ein paar neue Infos und so weiter. Wir sind auf der Suche nach dem muskulösen Mann, der Ermittlungen anstellt. Wir wollen im Grunde immer noch an diesem Riesentypen vorbei zum Hafen, um mit dem Chef da zu sprechen. Wir suchen immer noch meinen Ausweis, meinen Revolver. Und das mit der Uniform weiß ich nicht, ob das so ernst gemeint ist oder... Ich kann mir ehrlich gesagt nicht vorstellen, dass der eine Uniform hat. Um 21 Uhr... Ach, vielleicht kann man ja vorspulen. Vielleicht schaue ich mir gleich nochmal die Leiche an.
Hello again, officer. Of course. No problem.
Nee, das war's schon. Hat er noch was zu sagen?
Looking for something?
Schauen wir mal, ob es hier was Neues gibt.
Right to work! Right to work! Sure. Honest men and women with rights. Work to be useful, not toys for corporate interests. We came here to help the harbor run smoothly in time of crisis. If union fucks don't want work.
I have a question. Why do all these men follow your leader?
You think they follow because I'm big and loud? No. They follow the rules of the market. The rules of the... When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cops
Ja, gut.
beats me, they mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right...
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence. He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
What's it to you? Am I a suspect? Done no crimes. I only fight for the rights of people.
Every once in a while, it's like you can see glimpses of another guy under the guise of this fighter for jobs. He seems a more brutal, cunning, and suspicious person. Just a hunch.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo haul, bouncer work. I know the drill. Worked at Territorial. Ring a...
Pretty okay as far as lies go.
Uh-huh. It's a long time ago. Not before you get in there and get your ass whooped. Learn by failure, I always say.
He might have some advice, but you got to at least try to fight Measurehead first. Return if you fail.
Ja, nee, Leute, dann sterbe ich nämlich wieder. Und das möchte ich tatsächlich nicht nochmal. Schauen wir mal, ob er hier irgendwelche neuen Informationen für mich hat.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you? You know, serious.
He's a chatty guy.
Ja.
Wants to talk about this.
Ja. Nee, aber was ich jetzt gerade dachte, ist, der große Typ, der mich hier nicht durchlässt, der da oben steht, der hat ja gesagt, er lässt mich im Grunde nur durch, wenn ich zustimme, dass seine Rassentheorie stimmt und dass ich ihm die quasi erkläre und damit beweise, dass ich das verstanden habe. Und möglicherweise gibt es ja im Buchladen irgendwas, was mir dabei helfen kann. Aha.
You see a set of tattered curtains blocking the way to another room.
Excuse me, officer. The back room is strictly for employees only.
Just as you're about to pull apart the curtains, the
Sir, don't touch that. I told you it's off limits for the customers. Parapsychologically speaking, we're done if you decide to open them. I won't be held responsible for the consequences.
She looks away, mumbling. Why is everyone always messing with the curtains? Why can't they just buy books like normal people?
Why? It's not like anyone was killed there. I am sorry. I don't mean to be so impolite. Just please don't go there. I can't allow that. You'll only make things worse and unleash the powers. No, it's just a storeroom for the employees, I told you. Now please step away from the curtains. You do? My God, even more reasons not to mess with the curtains. Just step away, dear sir. No! Please just talk to me, officer. Come here and let's talk this through before you...
Talking is always good. Go see what you see, a tattered set of curtains and a polyhedron-shaped cage-like trinket.
Ja, schauen wir mal. Ich höre mal auf meine innere Stimme.
Hello again, esteemed officer, and welcome to I already told you, it's just a storage room for employees. Just let it go, officer. Go buy some goddamn books.
She recites it like it's a poem, or like she's playing a role she's grown tired of.
No! Okay, fine. It's because this place is cursed. Just like Annette said. They don't call it the doom. Are you happy now, officer? Happy that you've ruined everything? The curse is so much worse than you could imagine. It's a disease, eating at the very foundation. It's the curse of financial distress, of ruin and bankruptcy. It's not just that, officer. We're dealing with something supernatural here. It's the cacodemons, feeding off bad business practices and disappointing income statement. There's something wrong with this building, I can tell you. Most certainly not. I don't want anyone who's not familiar with the psychic arts to get involved in this mess.
My liege, You know what this case calls for? A para-detective. Slither up to her, you silver-tongued fiend. Show her what world-class perfidy looks like.
Are you sure? Don't think I haven't seen charlatans before. You're no para-detective. You look nothing like one. And you're clearly a drinker. Pardon me for...
You look like one. Hey. You need... The lieutenant keeps his usual stony calm. Go ahead then. Rock her world, he thinks. I'll compose some notes.
How do you know all this?
Here we go.
I should have realized. A pattern lies within the fabric. The hand of fate guides us. Our meeting couldn't have been mere chance, but I am not the only one at risk. I have to think of my daughter. You are certain you can help us? Keep us safe? I can't allow any collateral damage to hit us. If you promise, good officer, then you might be our last hope. Do you swear it? Thank you, sir. There's one more thing I haven't told you about yet. The entity.
Do not act surprised. You know of these things, sire.
You have? The entity takes the form of a woman. A witch, probably. I've suspected that she must be connected to the curse ever since I first saw her. Did you know that she lives inside the chimney? Yes, that chimney is part of the building's central furnace, and it's enormous. She has barricaded herself behind some unnatural magic, I assume. You should go find the entity and ask what happened to all the companies in the building. What is the source of this curse? Oh, and please do return to me after you've looked round. I'm quite anxious to...
Unbelievable darkness and ruin. What you discover? Probably just...
Ja, das war doch sehr erfolgreich.
You see a set of tattered curtains. You see a dimly lit room full of dusty furniture and trash. A doorway stands in the back, covered in dozens of scary...
Oh!
Ja, mit sowas habe ich jetzt wirklich nicht gerechnet. Ich dachte eigentlich eher, dass es hier irgendwie so Sachbücher gibt zum Thema Rassentheorie oder irgendwas. Schon der Blick auf diesen unmännlichen Haarschnitt bedroht deine Maskulinität. Ah, fantastischer Satz.
A heavy door with a missing handle stands before you, covered in dozens, if not hundreds, of little oddly shaped trinkets and charms. It appears to be locked. After exerting some force, you manage to turn the key. It's eerily silent. The door slides slightly open, letting a draft of cold air into the room.
What is this place? No, it's a gym. Though it looks like no one's been here in ages. I doubt the electricity still works. Good thing we have a flashlight on us. Don't forget to take it out of your bag before we move on.
An eerie feeling rises in your chest.
Sounds good.
So nämlich, Leute. Ach, wie cool. Ah, wie cool das ist.
A barbell lies on the floor. The color has worn off its weight plates. It's 60 kilograms. Your triceps hum at the sight of these weights. Show the world what kind of beast it's dealing with. There are no collars on the barbell. This is a safety hazard.
You're right. The weight may fall off. Better not touch it then. It would be a violation of EPIS safety regulations if the gym was still operating, but it isn't. No one's supposed to come here anymore.
Ich würde jetzt einen Teufel tun, zu versuchen, hier das hochzuheben, weil er dann nämlich wieder sterben wird. Noch eine Kugel. Kugelstoßkugel. Preis. Ach nee, nee. Ruhig. Jawohl. 16 Real haben wir schon.
Looks like someone tried to reconceptualize their business here. Look, the skis and rotor blades both bear the same slipstream logo. It seems likely that they started out making one, failed to turn a profit, and then pivoted to producing the other. That's a good question. Reality is ruthless.
Filamentspeicher Produktionsplan, Preis 50. Die Frage ist nur, wo ich das verkaufen kann. Kann ich das überhaupt verkaufen? Leute, ich werde hier noch reich. Die Atmosphäre, wie gut das einfach ist, Leute. Nee, warte mal, geht's höher. Nein, noch nicht.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes. Like some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board. These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkin, translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a mere man, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Tuorg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin. Green welkin.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures. This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real. Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game. Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Just look at those details.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms. Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried-up riverbeds. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dwarfs, yurts under the snow. Albeit dark and cold, this vision also feels cozy in its own way, like eggnog. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered. This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41 tried to implement it a few years ago. As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details." The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: call in, tune out, Wirral untethered, and
Alter Schwede, so viele Informationen zu Sachen, die man nicht kennt, weil die natürlich sehr ausgedacht sind.
this appears to be some kind of machine with a cube-shaped heart and a wired framework. The keyboard has a rectangular on.
A radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
The machine lights up like some prehistoric animal stirring from its slumber, revealing fluorescent play and print keys on the keyboard. The hatch on the machine's central compartment is wide open. Nothing happens. Nothing happens. It's empty like a beehive without its brood. So the filament you have would fit perfectly inside the compartment. Like a smooth draw, the filament slides into place. On the keyboard, the bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft hum. The sound of static. The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall, until a voice speaks out.
Good afternoon. Fortress accident en rue de Saint-Ghislaine. This is East Insulin. Please repeat. Is this the production schedule? Yes, I am alive. I am 74 years old and my name is Yvonne.
She repeats passwords. Programming people are all paranoid.
I work as a repeater at East Insulindian repeater station. It's my job to know where you are. As for me, well, I am sitting in my cubicle, surrounded by a... Now please tell me the reason for your call. The filament you have inserted into the reader. That was a question. Have you inserted it into the core? Good. Please repeat the password.
Password? Of course it would have a password. That's why there's a human administrator involved.
No.
A hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Received. I will register this login attempt.
Don't worry. Passwords have a way of turning up.
Fortress accident. Is there anything else I can do for you today? Fortress accident is the company on whose name the terminal you are currently... One moment. Fortress accident SCA produces revolutionary interactive call-in radio games.
That's not bad.
Any other questions? Good. Still no. I am contractually obliged to protect the privacy of the filament holder Fortress accident.
I'm afraid we are not doing that, unless we want to wait for a month.
Now, can you please repeat the password? Received.
Don't worry.
Fortress accident. Thank you. And goodbye.
Tiles on the cube are still smoldering. The filament slides out of its glowing nest.
Ja, schade. Hätte mich natürlich gefreut, wenn das irgendwie was gebracht hätte, aber...
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker. The mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. The whole thing resembles Cadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic. history classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles look beautiful in the sun. Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UK unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced. Perhaps the web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red harp titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. Someone very important, the leader of a massive on-air game built by these people. A conductor for the hundreds of story threads that pass through the Game Master's frequency. Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. There's no way a little basement studio working here could pull anything like this up.
My God. It's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious their project became. The schedule. I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Naja, jemand, der sowas baut, um ein Radiofunkspiel zu machen und so, das hängt ja irgendwie dann auch wieder mit dem zusammen, was die Lastwagenfahrer da hatten. Ne? Die haben ja auch ihre ganzen Funksachen. Und hier geht es natürlich noch ein Stückchen weiter, aber ich will an der Stelle einmal pausieren und das Ganze in der nächsten Folge fortführen. Ich bedanke mich für die Aufmerksamkeit. Bis bald. Ciao.